Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Marc from CricketBatInfo, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to have a versus. We're going to do the GM Flare from 2011 versus the GM Eclipse that I've already reviewed. This bat actually came in previously from Jono from Brisbane Bat Refurbishments, and I'll put his link in the description too, so thank you very much, Jono. Okay, so this GM I've actually reviewed once before, but I forgot to turn the main camera on, so hopefully everything turns out well. You can see that old profile there, and these were pretty much a mid-high profile, the old Flare. That full player's shape, if I can show that to you in camera. And the round face, so that's more than a 4.5mm cam there as well. This particular one is an original. You can see the quality of the grains there. The pricing on these, I actually reached out to Marc Middleton, who's a big collector, and he sent me some pictures which I'll post up now of the different pricing. In 2011, this particular bat at Greg Chappell Cricket Centre retailed for $475. So yeah, that's nearly 10 years ago. So for $475, what did you get? You got nice grains, a little bit of the end of a pin knot coming through here, no real texturing on the stickers, a little bit of embossing, and you can see the original weight still there with the Greg Chappell. This is actually in perfect condition. There's a little secret to that, which I'll get to. You can see the nice stickers on the back there, really nice grains coming through the back as well. Pin knots, as far as this one here, that's not going to interfere with anything because that's the back end of the pin knot. Normally that actual area, if you don't see the dot through there, that little area will pin pretty nicely. And with the profile here, you're looking at a sort of mid-sweet spot with that full spine travelling all the way down to a nice low hitting area. So you've got a fair bit to work with here. It's probably mid-low is where it ends. So if you have a look at that shape, it's convex. I can actually roll that caliper on there. So yeah, nice and full all the way through, and that spine going all the way through to the toe. Grain structure. So we've got some hardwood here on the left-hander's inside edge. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grains. Pretty much even, just that blemish there which would have prevented it from being a limited edition. And as far as the specs, I don't know if they're that big, but we will compare them to the other bat because I sort of know that one from memory. So that edge there is 29.9. The shoulders up here just under 17. And down here at the toe, 16.7. Centre toe, if I pick this up now, 31.9, so nice and thick with that spine going all the way through. And centre spine up through the handle is 40.9, so that's really nice and thick as well. As far as that spine goes, $60mm on that spine. So comparing those specs to the Eclipse, I'm doing this from memory, that was about 20mm on the toe. We were looking at about 36, so much thicker in the centre there. And the thickness here was okay, but remember when I compare the length there, this is a shorter blade. It's 1.5 centimetres shorter than the Flare. As far as both bats go, yes, you do have that convex profile. So you can see the convex profile on both. You can see that the Flare here extends much lower than the Eclipse, although it's got a much thicker edge here down low. So before I do the weights, I just want to talk a little bit about the videos. Please comment in the videos. I do read your comments, and I do reply to most of them. And I also do a question of the week, and I'm doing one this week. There'll be a surprising one at the end, so stick around. So this says 211 on there. Let's actually feel what it feels like in the hands. So to me, I've already picked this bat up because we're doing the Versus challenge. And to me, this feels like about 2.9.5. But it's not. I've got my friend here, and he doesn't think that this one feels as balanced, actually, as the Eclipse, which is interesting. So yeah, very much traditional sort of bat. And remember, these bats were made predominantly for that English condition. So you wanted a little bit more wood heading down low, for those balls that kick low. This bat, whereas it is definitely a high middle bat, you can see that its swell is really concentrating, and it's got that huge offset which the Eclipse doesn't have. So I think that feels 2.9.5. We weigh that, and it's 211.4. So that's quite surprising. One thing I will say about it, this has had a different grip added. This has got the new terrain grip on it. So I don't think that would make a difference, because the GM grips were basically around 1.8 ounces, and these ones come in about 1.4. So that's quite surprising. It actually picks up lighter than its actual weight, in my opinion. But then again, you know, you've got a higher grade bat, and generally you'll have a better feel on those higher grades. Just do this one quickly. So this one in my hands, it feels much lighter, to be honest. It actually, you know, on reflection, I actually think it feels less than 2.9. Maybe just 2.9. Yeah, I thought 2.8. Yeah, you thought 2.8. Yeah. So, but it's definitely picks up a lot lighter than its weight. And let's see what its weight is now. So this time it's 210.9. When I first got it, it was 210.4, and when it comes to summer, I'm sure it will drop half an ounce. I've tapped that one up before, so now we'll do a comparison tap. Okay, starting at the toe. So that's got quite a generously long middle, that one. I do like the Eclipse. I mean, it's not going to go really down here for you, but if you're somebody who's playing up the order, you like that bat speed, middle up top for your cross bat shots, and also punching on the up. So that's nice. So now we'll bring in the original, bearing in mind that this is a 9-year-old bat. Now it has been knocked. I actually knocked this one. So we'll take this one up. And I think you can see why I did like this bat. It's actually going really well right there in a mid position. And even off centre, it's going really well. So yeah, is there a winner? So for me, if pickup was all I was really worried about, and I wasn't too concerned about the handle, I'd probably actually go the Eclipse these days. But if you can get your hands on a mid GM, you'll probably pick this up for a third of the price of the Eclipse, and you'll be very happy if it's in good nick, like this one is. This one was actually sitting in a warehouse with storm damage, and Jono at Brisbane Bat Refurbishments, he actually restored this bat and sent it to me for knocking, but it was actually covered in like a mold type thing, so you can see just how good his work is to get it to that sort of condition. I did add a little bit of polishing when it got here, but I think he's done an outstanding job as far as the finish on that. So well done to Jono, and if you're in that Brisbane area, hit him up, because I know he does a lot of repairs up there. Laver and Wood that I just put up, there was a comment on the video from this reader called Billy Broken Legs. It reads, "More cheating from Laver, selling Harrow bats as men's to make the weight. Tell things for what they are, mate. Too much dribble to save relationships, speak truth. Well, Billy, if you actually watched the video, you would have noticed that I did actually say what the width was on the bat. What you see is my reaction to the bats. I'm not trying to play favourites or do anything like that, as Billy's trying to get at. But I'm also not here to rock the boat or just rage out at every bat maker. You know, there can be variations in bats. It doesn't really matter if it's a couple of millimetres narrower. Bats are actually handmade most of the time. So there are actually decent questions that get asked, and I will reply to them. But I just thought I'd have a bit of a laugh at Billy Broken Legs for being such a champ. Well done, mate. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. GM Flare.